great to have Yas from the C Labs building Celo. Yas, can you tell us something about Celo?
Yeah, so Celo is a mobile-first blockchain that is EVM compatible and stuff, and we focus exclusively on like emerging markets and stuff like that. We have a very radical phone identity solution that allows like your phone number is tied to your identity. So the idea becomes that you can send crypto between each other, knowing only your phone number. So if I know your phone number, I can send you crypto from like an application, and we have like identity, like a really remarkable identity system around it and stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah. So even 2 years ago, I read both your white papers. The first one about the protocol, and the second one about the regional stablecoins. It's fantastic vision.
Yeah.
How did you personally get into the space and building Celo?
Yeah. So before Celo, I started out with Ethereum Classic. I started out with Ethereum, but after the DAO fork,
really,
I liked the Reddit drama and stuff,
awesome.
and then Ethereum Classic came out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm curious, you know. And I started working with the Ethereum Classic Cooperative. They're like a nonprofit for Ethereum Classic. And then I started doing stuff with helping out with Hyperledger Foundation, the EEA, some stuff with the Ethereum Foundation for like a couple of years. I started out with Celo in September last year. So like I've been a year with Celo.
Cool.
And like, I think what really attracted me was like the whole emerging market angle, because for me personally, I think it's super important. Like you're in crypto because you want to improve the life of others from a money perspective, like, you know, good money, sound money system. And the best people to experiment with are the people in an emerging market.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's such a personal mission.
Yeah.
And you guys make such a strong narrative, if not branding, around the concept of wealth, around the concept that it will be inclusive to so many emerging markets.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something more about that part of the mission, being mobile first, change the whole product around it?
Yeah. So the whole mission is, we call it prosperity for all, right? And the reason that we're mobile first is because if you notice, in emerging markets, we have a whole generation that went from no laptops to smartphone.
Exactly.
That's their experience. That's the computer for them. You know, they don't have a laptop. They don't know how to use MetaMask on a laptop.
Right. No way.
Yeah, and using like, you know, different like DeFi protocols on the laptop and stuff. They don't do that kind of stuff. So the whole idea, but they have a smartphone, and they're smart enough to know how to use it, and they're interested in being in crypto, but they don't like have the opportunity because the UI and UX is not there. So from that perspective, what Celo, because it's focusing on the mobile first and making it like a better experience for all mobile users, from that angle itself, it's like they're going directly out of for that market and stuff, and that's the market you want to go for.
Yeah.
And so I'll give you an example that is not DeFi. Right? It's not DeFi. It's Impact Market. It's like a startup building on top of Celo. They have the biggest UBI program, Universal Basic in the world,
on that,
because they asked everyone to download the Celo wallet because for their phone number, they all have a smartphone, and because they know everyone's phone number, they can send them every day, like let's say there's a refugee camp in like Brazil, like, you know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and they send them like 50 cents a day, and like we heard from a mother in Brazil in one of the poor villages, she was saying because of the UBI program, 50 cents a day, she can afford baby formula for her daughter and stuff like that, which is like amazing stories to
That's
hear.
really impact.
Yeah, compared to like DeFi happening on like
just
in the West.
benefiting a few traders and think about,
and it's just like benefiting a few people and stuff. It's that kind of thing that's like, it's kind of like
I love the impact that you guys making in the social cost. But you guys are also super technical, both on the economics but also building the bridge. On the economics part, you guys figure out all these stable coins, liquidity, as well as how to really think about the peg. On the technical part, you guys are building an amazing OpEx bridge. Can you tell us some part of those products as well?
Yeah, so on the like economic side, I think we built one of the first algorithmic stablecoin systems because we have an on-chain AMM.
Exactly.
We call it Mento, and that way it allows you to arbitrage against the native coin. So for context, Celo has two different stable coins that are native. So What does that mean? It means that if I want to pay for my transaction gas costs, I can pay for it not with only the native Celo currency, I can pay for it with a native stablecoin. So that is one thing we're doing because we want like native stablecoin on our protocol, and we have a very remarkable AMM that does it on chain. So that way it keeps the peg like stable and stuff. On Optics is amazing because it allows you for any EVM network to connect to other EVM networks.
That's very cool.
It has trade-offs, because it's like slower, like it takes longer for that, but there's a reason for that. It focuses more on security, less on like speed, just to allow for like a messaging protocol between multiple EVM networks and stuff. So you can do it as well with let's say Celo to Polkadot or Near to Ethereum and stuff like that. You can apply it any way you want, and now it's live on between Polygon, Ethereum, and Celo. And like I think they have right now like 4 million PVL on the bridge. It's interesting. It's cool.
BC Week, but congrats. Just amazing conversation.
Cool.
Thanks, Yes, today. Just really cheering for you guys as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you.